Hi, everyone. Jeff Lee here, Program Director of TMASF Connects. I am joined by TMASF Connect staff members Jen Pollard, Chief Operating Officer, and Shirley Lin, Marketing Associate. Today, we are discussing the efforts of Golden Gate Transit to offer a transit option that builds on their legacy of commuter transportation and reflects best practices refined during the COVID-19 pandemic. TMASF Connects has supported the use of public transportation services in the Bay Area and its benefits for the past 30 years. We're a privately funded nonprofit that promotes alternatives to driving alone. Our goal in this interview series is to explore and highlight the efforts that Golden Gate Transit is undertaking to offer safe and reliable transportation for the returning commuter. We'd like to thank Crystalline O'Leary, Golden Gate Transit's Director of Transportation, and Keith Nunn, Golden Gate Transit's Director of Bus Maintenance, for taking time to talk with us today. Next, we'd like to discuss safety and policy on Golden Gate Transit and aspects of ridership options. How do you report potential issues you may encounter or problems you may see? Are there different sources to contact if it's a maintenance or a cleanliness or a safety issue?
I'll speak on that. So to report maintenance or cleanliness issues, non-emergency issues, you would contact customer service. They can be reached at 511 or at 415-455-2000. You can also email them at customerservice@goldengate.org. That's going to be your best source to report things that are non-emergency. And in an emergency situation, they would definitely reach out to the bus operator that's on duty or contact law enforcement if it's an emergency. The bus operator is able to get through to our operations control center and send resources, whether that's law enforcement, transportation field supervisors, or security at depending on the location.
Thank you.
What can you tell the commuters about service in present day and the frequency of Golden Gate Transit vehicles during the commute hours?
So we are currently running about a little over 50% of our pre-pandemic service levels. We focused on our transit-dependent needs and are offering regional service every 30 minutes or every hour, depending on the time and the route location. We're bringing back service as customer demands change. We're trying to meet all of those new changes and life after the pandemic.
Great, thank you.
And what is the procedure for parking at Golden Gate Transit lots, and has it changed recently?
We are still operating the same as we were pre-pandemic as far as parking. We don't own any public parking lots, so there has been no changes since the pandemic. There are a lot of park and rides within Marin and Sonoma County, and we recommend for people to go and use those lots to use our service.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm curious, what is the pet policy with Golden Gate Transit, and has that changed due to COVID?
We have not had any changes to our pet policy. You are allowed to bring animals on board the buses as long as they are controlled or held in a carrier and well behaved. This is separate from service animals. That policy remains in effect as per the standard.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Following up on the pet policy, what is the bicycle policy at Golden Gate Transit, and has that changed due to COVID?
Yeah, we welcome bikes on Golden Gate Transit. We actually look forward to people jumping on our buses and exploring using bicycles. There's a few restrictions involved with bicycles. We have two different types of racks. We have underbelly racks and we have front carrier racks. Each bus is equipped to carry 3 bicycles on board of their buses. We've recently adopted a policy to allow electric bikes on board the buses. The front mounted rack bike buses only in certain locations throughout the city. We are unable to take those on the buses that have the underbelly racks. Though policies have changed, we still do not accept gas-powered bicycles or scooters either on board or in the bike racks, but we do accept all other bicycles.
Thank you.
And have there been any current or future projects that we should be aware of?
I can start with that. So in late 2021, we renumbered many of our routes so that we could distinguish them between Uniservice and some other of the larger transit providers. That was one of the bigger changes that we've done in probably many, many years, was renumbering of those routes. And hopefully that helps with confusion. we're looking into things just to make a better customer service experience. But I don't have anything to report at this time, but it is something that we maintain. And I think Keith might have something he wants to add.
The only future project that I would talk about is we are in the process of transitioning our buses to a zero emission fleet by 2040. So as the technology comes out and buses are replaced, we will be probably going down the road of electric buses.
Okay, thank you.
And lastly, are there any Golden Gate Transit resources that you'd like to highlight for people assessing a return to commuting?
Absolutely. Our website is fantastic. It's a wealth of resources. So goldengate.org is where you can find that information. 511 is also great for trip planning. And if you have any questions about any policies or vehicle types, that would be the best resource for that. And I would also actually like to highlight Transit app. Transit app is a wonderful app that you can use from your smartphone and has all of our information and access to our routes and ridership information.
Thank you for reviewing safety resources, policies, and the commuter experience on Golden Gate Transit. That wraps it up for our conversation with Golden Gate Transit. Thank you once again, Kristen O'Leary, Golden Gate Transit's Director of Transportation, and Keith Nunn, Golden Gate Transit's Director of Bus Maintenance, for taking time to answer our questions. And thank you to Jen and Shirley for joining me today as well. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.